What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So the report right now is that the PlayStation version of Tom Clancy's The Division 2 is bugged. I saw a comment from one of my audience members, and I also saw a video in the community here. I think it was Kamikaze Von Doom that made that video, and I saw another content creator's thumbnail to that effect. So shout out to those of you who've reported this. I jumped on the PC version to quickly get, the weekly rewards for Legendary, because I'm trying to get that character up to shade level 1000. I have 1000 on my PlayStation character. Shout out to the LCN clan and all of the agents that are running in that ecosystem. If you're looking for a clan that's active anyways, check in the link in the description. You'll see the LCN Clan's Discord link. Go ahead and join. Ask for anything that you need, help, running raids and whatnot. They'll be happy to, link you up with whatever it is that you need. Now, I think if you think about this whole, thing that we call the Division 2 that we have in our hand, you have to pay attention to exactly what this game has become. This game has become a gargantuan project. It started out with a game that could run on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. I mean, yes, running, on an online server for the most part, and some parts on your, local console. But the depth and the scope of this project has grown with missions and incursions. Add that to all of the different aspects of the game itself with gear and your agent and your character. And so seeing that bugs keep popping up is going to be, in my opinion, the lasting pains that we're going to experience till we get the next game. I'm hoping the developers can take note of this and ensure that this is something that they do not do in the future. Some of you in the community may or may not know, I've been working quietly on what I think will turn out to be my own video game. And the reason I actually stated this way is because it's such a difficult, undertaking. But in doing the prototyping and doing the preliminary of what this game is going to be, I've learned a lot more. Years ago, I was doing game development when I was talking about the Division and all, but looking at what Ubisoft Massive has on their hand right now, I don't understand how in the world they're capable of getting this game running. To me, this game might just be running on like vodka and a prayer at this rate and at this stage, because all of the different elements that the game is going to have, its character, it's a gear game, all the details that come from your own, leveling up and your experience and your progression and all of the different cues that the game will have in every level, depending on the mission class and the enemy, difficulties, just so many parameters that a game like this basically has to implement is quite insane. And I say it because when you look at other live service games, very few of them maintain this level of complexity from the game's progression and mechanics standpoint. When you also implement the animation, character, and even the UI that gives all of this information in real time, it even goes more insane. And when I mean UI that gives all this information in real time, take a look at my screen right now. Every single thing that is going on, it continues to stay replicated across the entire 4-player team that's playing this particular Legendary on the screen. What I mean is, if that guy using True Patriot lights somebody up, we know what stack that character or the enemy character is on. If they're burning, we know that they're burning. If they're, it's insane the amount of, playback that you're getting across, every single individual, I would say, character in the game, both the players and the enemies. It is these kinds of complexities that continue to stack upon one another. And so when updates show up, I'm not surprised that we're seeing these bugs. I'm not excusing the bugs. No. What I'm saying is these are the growing pains that we're going to be seeing, and I'm hoping that the developers take note so that they ensure that this does not become an occurrence with the next game. Yes, I understand it from the development perspective, but these things can be mitigated, especially if the team has the resources to do so. I mean, if you actually were to factor and consider that this is their flagship title. So again, that to me, should speak, the care that would be necessary for a project and a game like this. Now, yes, the team of Massive has stretched itself to go do Avatar and the other stuff. And so thankfully, we're happy that the Star Wars game is going to be out, and so they can focus back on their game. So I would hope that they actually look very carefully at some of the things that have been a pain in their butt in terms of how they program the game. Because another thing too, many people may or may not know is, for the sake of launching the game, they probably made things one way, right? When they made things that way, let's say eventually some needs arose, they finally found out, well, let's go ahead and modify this particular parameter. And in modifying that parameter, they probably had to make some changes that probably were not the most optimal. And so as these little changes and little modifications were being made and they started to interact, we started seeing bugs, even to the point where one time their build, environment broke. It broke the game has broken everything. It's broken some people even at this point. But I'm installing to check and see what's going on. I don't know if it's been fixed. They may have been fixed, but again, I thought I'd highlight it because somebody here in my audience actually left a comment to the effect and said, hey, you want to check out what's going on with this game. Perhaps, it might be something that is worth paying attention to. And I think it's probably the case. On PC, surprisingly, which has suffered the most in terms of bugs and in terms of the way the game has run, there has not necessarily been any problems or any challenges so far. Fingers crossed. I was playing Legendary last night. I think we were playing Roosevelt. I jumped in. I was lucky enough to jump in on a team that was already at the boss. I know I said lucky, but then I had to leave because, I had to go help take care of some tasks around the house. So I apologize because we're at the last boss, but that guy just didn't want to die. And I don't think we actually came with the right mix. Sometimes when you're running with random groups, everyone's probably running something that they used in some area, and then it just doesn't really gel well when you get to the boss and the barrage of enemies. I'm gonna get out of your hair. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. If you're playing on PlayStation and you're still experiencing these bugs, or if it's been fixed, let me know in the comment section. I'm curious to know exactly what really did go down for most people in this case. It's a learning thing, for the most part. And if you're playing on other platforms, let me know what you may or may not have experienced. I think I saw a tweet to the effect of somebody saying that they had lost some damage or some armor on their gear. Can't remember specifically all that entailed. And we can have this conversation as we go on. So thanks again. I appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.